It's Monday, July 15th, 2013, and let's talk about what happened this weekend over at xdadevelopers.com.
This episode of XDA Developer TV is brought to you by the XDA DevCon. Join us August 9th through 11th in Miami, Florida, a conference for developers by developers. More information available at www.xda-devcon.com.
The grand majority of the news from this weekend appeared to be app-related, so I guess we're going to move in that direction. First up, one of the key things about Android, one of the things that makes it special and unique for a lot of people is the customization, the ability to take your device and make it look and feel however you like, even if you want to make it look like something else. Even if you want to imitate something else, for that matter. Well, XDA recognized themer Thelina C has been creating themes for Android devices for quite a while now, specifically centering around porting Sony Xpera type themes over to other devices. Well, the most recent iteration of what this person has been doing revolves around getting the Sony Xpera Z Ultra look and feel ported over to Android 4.2.2 based devices. And so along with this, you get a lot of things like the Xpera Z Ultra widgets, tablet support, auto rotation, and support for up to 7 home screens. Really, it's sort of just a launcher customization with wallpapers and widgets and just sort of a mod pack to sit on top of it. So if you've ever wanted your 4.2.2 Android device to look and feel like a really ridiculously large Sony phone, now I guess you can do that. Having not had my hands on the Xpera Z Ultra, I'm really interested to see what it's like, but I'm not going to put it on my phone. Actually, I'm not even running 4.2.2 on my phone at this point, if I remember right. Although now that I think about it, I might be. I'm off topic, moving on. I've been gaming for many, many years now. I'm not going to go into exactly how long that is, but I've been doing it since I was 5. You can do the math there if you can figure it out. Yes, the wheel had already been invented, and yes, fire had already been given to us. But anyway, one of the things that came out of that early generation of gaming was the 8-bit look and feel. And of course, that sort of propagated into today's games even with that same pixel art style. Well, that is still a graphical and stylistic choice a lot of people make, and those people that like to do art and animation in that pixel art style can now do it on Android. XDA forum member Crazy Desi Games has created an app called Let's 8-Bit Art, which essentially allows you to do just that. It allows you to create this 8-bit pixel art, whatever you want to call it. You can also create animations, and you can sort of play with what you've created there, and it comes with a built-in file manager, and you can save them to a sprite set in PNG form. So if you ever wanted to get into your more artsy side, there is a free download available on the forum. It's a free open beta test from what I understand, and there's a paid version available in the Google Play Store. It's $1.59, something like that. Not sure if that's something you guys are going to be interested in or not, but you never know who are artsy and who are not. And in other app news, the last app to talk about, sort of, again, as I said before, very cool to be able to do all the kind of things you can do with Android where you can customize it and you can work with it. But for a lot of people, they don't want to have to go out of the way to do these sorts of things. They don't want to have to get to the, the nitty-gritty bare bones details. So sort of in that same vein, XDA forum member The Wazwaz has created an app called Quick Terminal. It is a root-enabled terminal app, and essentially what it does is it gives you some quick buttons you can hit to perform commonly used terminal-based applications, terminal-based tasks at least, on your Android device. I don't know if that's entirely a 100% useful idea, but for those people who don't want to have to type on an Android keyboard, all these things they might do on a very frequent basis, this might be worth taking a look at. And you can even throw your own scripts in on top of it, so if you want to automate things of your own, I guess that's another good way to do it. If you've got things, like I said, you commonly do it, you're doing all the time, you should be able to customize the app itself a little bit. So yeah, that's about all about that. Let's go ahead and move on. The last story actually doesn't seem to have originated in the forum. Pulsar G2 wrote another article, this time talking about securing your web apps. And this appears that it's going to be a series because it's securing your web app : the web side. So it talks about how to secure your web app from the web server side, essentially securing the application by means of encryption and SSL, and then using authentication with the application, and then locking down the actual web server and making sure that things are secure there. So if you've ever thought about setting up your own Android app and had to have some sort of a web component to go along with it, this is definitely going to be a great read for you. Not terribly long, lots of, very easy to follow points, so definitely go ahead and take a look at Pulsar's article over on the portal. And of course, the last thing to mention, 2 other videos were posted to XDA Developer TV this weekend by Jace. The first up was making the announcement there is now a new hacker school for Android. Up to this point, most of the hacker schools he's talked about and most of the ones that you found on your own have been related to coding or something else that might not directly relate to Android. However, there is apparently one now that is available that is specifically developing Android-related things. For more information on that, of course, check out his video. And the second video, very entertaining video talking about are you smart enough to be a developer? Wherein he interviews the co-founder of Hack Factor and discusses the ideas of, do you have to be overly smart to be a developer? What does it take? Things like that. And how you don't necessarily have to be a guru at math to get into software development. I took a lot of math in college, and I'm going to say it, when it got to the point where it went all letters, and then when all the letters went away and it went all theory, I was not terribly good at it anymore. So you don't necessarily have to be the best at math to do things in programming. Really, day-to-day stuff for me, I don't use a whole lot of math either. Anyway though, rambling on at this point, that's going to be all for me for today. Remember, if you like this video, hit that like button down below, shaped like a little thumbs up, and hit the giant red subscribe button below if you have not already to receive our content whenever it becomes available. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again on Friday.